G'day guys, my name is F1 Luke Sam, and thank you for clicking on today's video. You've just clicked on part 4 of our driver career mode. If you missed part 3, or part 2 or part 1, just click the card on top of your screen. It'll take you to the playlist, and then in that playlist you can watch through at your own pleasure. Those who have kept up with this series, you're probably wondering, why the hell am I voiceovering and not commentating live? Well, I've been sick the last few days, and I thought rather than not giving you guys videos, I'll just film them, and then when my voice is better, I'll post it. So we can record it and post it. So here you go. That's what we're looking at. We're going to recap last episode. Last episode was Azerbaijan, and oh my god, what a tough weekend it was for both me and Yuki. Those who saw it know that I think it's a thing with the player car. The tire wear on that thing is absolutely mad. The rear tires just got lit up every single session. The sprint was rough. We didn't set a lap in quali because of rain. Speaking of which, it's going to be a wet quali for us again. Yay! For those who know me, don't do well in rain. We're in this massive cluster of back markers. I'm just going to zoom in for dramatic effect. We're all pretty much the same car, right? You eagle-eyed people will notice that I've just done something really bad just then, as we head into qualifying. I've done a mischief. I've done something really bad, and we're about to be exposed during this wet qualifying session. Will we get the running in because of it? We're about to find out. Those who notice, I forgot to change my MGUH, which is it was like the main thing we needed to change. Have a look at it. We changed everything else except our 70% worn MGUH. So we're going to have to fit that. At least it's not going to take that long. It's going to take 5.5 minutes. The weather isn't changing or getting any better. So we're going to go out for our wet quali runs. We've had to compromise a little bit here. Because of Parc Ferme, we're running a dry setup because the race is going to be dry. We don't score points on Sunday. I'd rather be starting towards the back on Sunday than qualifying really well and only going backwards. We also used a set of inters during practice just to practice, and yeah, now we have 2 worn sets. So we're going out on the least worn set because I'm in P11 right now, and you know what? I don't think we're in that much danger. The lap we're setting is okay. I've had to keep the car in higher gears just to compromise the wheel spin. You literally cannot drive as we extend track limits and lose so much time. You can't drive this car in 2nd gear at all in the wet. You can see we're getting wheel spin in 4th. It's like driving in the dry on F1 22. We're now going through my favorite part of the track that we gain the most time compared to the AI, and we're down half a second. We're in the drop zone, so we need to improve. We're just sliding through. Can't really do much other than try our best, and that's what we've tried to do. So yeah, we're gonna save ourselves the embarrassment, hit the pits, and go out for a Q1 exit. Not typical of us, but in hindsight, if we did improve, we'd be knocking Yuki out, so it's not all bad. Guan Yu with a 5-place grid penalty for impeding, so that's interesting. And a very dry race this weekend. Mark, or Gibby, is telling us to be aggressive, which I've never seen before, so we're going to take that on board as we head into the race.
Welcome to the Miami International Autodrome, home of the Miami Grand Prix. This exciting track circumnavigates the Hard Rock Stadium, home to the National Football League outfit, the Miami Dolphin. A lap of the Miami Grand Prix features 3.36 miles of track around the Hard Rock Stadium, and 19 corners make up the Miami International Autodrome, which will challenge the drivers in a tight wheel-to-wheel race. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Pierre Gasly in P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Ocon, Norris, Stroll, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Oscar Piastri, Tsunoda, Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, Russell, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Lucas, Albon, Sargent, and Zhou Guanyu. It's almost time for the lights to go out, So let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. The formation lap gets underway then, and it's going to be interesting today to see how the dry conditions could affect the lifespan of the tyres.
Unfortunately, there's no grid penalties up and down the field for us to benefit from. However, if you look at the starting grid, I don't know what happened in qualifying, but our rivals, like our main rivals, Alpine, are up the top.
So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. But the question I'm asking is which teams have got it right, which ones have got it horribly wrong?
We hope we're not the ones that have got it horribly wrong, but it's gonna take a mission and a half to knock Alpine out of where they are. We are surrounded by faster cars, and the teams that we're fighting are at the top of the field. In what world does that happen? They have an opportunity to bag some points, to say the least, against us, and the teams are below us as well. Alpine are put in the prime position. We're starting P17 for this Grand Prix, a little bit back on the grid as we would want to be, but we're on an aggressive 2-stop, so we're going to get straight into it. 5 lights ready for the Miami Grand Prix. They made us wait a while, but we get a very good launch, better than those around us, especially Russell, who's bogged down. Hamilton kind of boxes us in, but we break late. Hamilton gets a little burst of energy towards the end, hits us a few times, 4 wide through the first 2 corners, and they're forcing us off the track.
Guys, I have picked up some damage. How bad?
It's going to affect our race, George. See how it is this lap, otherwise box for a new wing.
Gee willikers, it already doesn't feel great. Box at the end of this lap.
Gee willikers is exactly how I feel. We were 4 wide through the first 2 turns, getting absolutely bullied by Lewis Hamilton, and I guess we're gonna eventually see a replay of that. I need to see a replay of that. We've lost a position for the first time this season off the start. We're very fast down this straight. Maybe Russell's left a wet set upon, maybe he's got damage, but we're gonna get past him on this back straight, only using ERS, and go for a dive on what I'm gonna assume is an injured Zhou Guanyu too, because he's made that very easy for us. We're up into P16 now. Verstappen holds the lead. Gasly P2 still, and Norris has overtaken Ocon for 3rd. Stroll up in 5th, Magnussen up in 6th. What is going on? This order is literally what is going on. We're gonna take Valtteri Bottas for easy pickings as well. Just up the inside. Is he gonna fight it? Yes, he is. Around the outside. I've found in these battles you kind of want to be sort of on the outside. You just get way better grip. And that's what he's done there, but we got the outside here. We're going to brake a little bit later. We're going to get the move done. We saw George Russell and Zhou Guanyu both box, assuming for a new ring.
This is ridiculous. Did he get a penalty for that?
No, George, head down. We can still score points.
George loving the complaining. No penalties given out so far. Here's Zhou Guanyu's on board through the first turn at the start of the race. Doesn't look like there's any mischief yet. You can see a 4 wide moment in front of him. Nothing has really happened. Oh, there we go. There's half his wing is gone.
Just cut across me like an idiot. I need to box.
I would not be happy about that either, Zhou. Here's Lewis is on board as he's pinballing us around. 4 wide through the first 2 corners. That doesn't work.
I have nowhere to go. This is unbelievable. I was just the meat in their sandwich getting pinballed around.
The meat in their sandwich coming from a vegan. Fair enough. I think we were the ones getting pinballed around, but that's all good. Here's Carlos Sainz looking to fight up the order after starting back in the grid. Not sure why, but he's made it. Piastri's fighting it, but it looks like he's doing it.
Charles needs to go faster, or I want to be in front.
There you go. Clear orders from Sainz saying he wants to be in front. Doesn't everyone want to be in front of their teammate though? Especially us. Yuki is up the field. I'm not quite sure how long he's going to stay there or how well the car is going to do, but I can safely say that the car is doing well in my hands. I'm enjoying this track a lot. I do like this track, and the car feels good underneath me. Let's just note the order here. Verstappen from Gasly, from Norris, from Ocon, from Stroll, from Magnussen, and then our teammate Yuki Tsunoda, and then Perez. I guess for the top 7 excluding Verstappen, the one that will most likely charge through and spoil their hopes of a podium is going to be Perez. And I don't see why he couldn't fight through the field for that. Here's Tsunoda going on an absolute charge around the outside of Kevin Magnussen, keeping his foot in and getting what I'm going to assume is past him. Yeah, he just gets past him. Yuki Tsunoda, this is his race. He's on an absolute tear as they're squabbling in front of us. That's Piastri and whoever's in front of him. Lewis Hamilton trying to get a piece of that as well. Yeah, lap 3 and it's all going on. Here's a 3-car battle for us to watch, us included. Piastri and Hamilton in front. I guess you could say that's 4. We're gonna go with Bottas again. We've learned from last time and we've taken the outside, which I believe is faster in this game. But the traction that Bottas has got out of that corner is absolutely phenomenal. They're taking it into turn 1, and we're gonna just surprise Piastri with a dive bomb. This year, if you look through all the races, we haven't had a move on Piastri that wasn't like wow or bang or oops like that. There's been no normal moves. We've had to pull something extraordinary out for him.
No, guys, what is going on with the engine? Are you serious?
Oh no, Verstappen with engine problems is pulling over. Gasly takes the lead. Norris takes second. Ocon takes third. Verstappen is out of this car race. Yellow flags through sector 3. Verstappen, there's confirmation out of this race. Gasly now leads this Grand Prix. Wow, the worst thing that can happen for Verstappen. This was an easy win. All he had to do was keep it on the track and he was going to run away with it, but his cars said no, and all hopes lie with Perez now to bring it home for Red Bull. Wow, just wow. This could throw up an amazing result as we go for a little move on the inside of Hamilton into the I don't even know what the stadium section, is that what it's called?
Where is our pace this weekend? Today was meant to get better. That is the worst car on the grid, for God's sake.
Correction, Lewis. Second worst car on the grid. Get it right, buddy. Yeah, the stadium section, that's like my favourite part of this track, and that's where we're so strong. As we see Stroll go for a move on Norris, which promotes him up into P3. Wow.
Let's go, baby. We're on the podium.
Keep it together, Lance. It is only lap 5.
It is only lap 5. Come on, Lance. Sorry, my inner Lance fanboy is coming out. I need to remember that I'm driving for AlphaTauri and my teammate Yuki Tsunoda is in good points paying position, so we need to cheer him on as him and Leclerc make contact. Leclerc.
He just hit me. I think I'm damaged. Check, please check.
We are checking.
We are checking. Leclerc goes straight into the side of Yuki Tsunoda. I don't think there's any damage. Those eagle-eyed people out there will notice that I've got wing damage. That was from, I think, my collision with Hulkenberg. If we've had it for any longer than that, I have no idea. I haven't noticed. But that's going to hinder us for the rest of the race, which is an inconvenience to say the least. But I'm not noticing it, so it's fine. I'm sure we'd have a little bit more pace, but not too much more without it.
This has to be the worst car I've ever driven.
Lewis, head down, please. Quit complaining.
Alright, everyone is in Mercedes head now. Mercedes just, they don't know what to do, so they complain. Lewis Hamilton loses a position on Oscar Piastri, and we lock up trying not to go into the back of Alonso. We're on a very aggressive 2-stop this race, so we need to be making moves. We're on the softs, which would not be, optimal compared to the hards or the mediums at this stage of the race, as we lock up trying not to go into the back of Fernando Alonso. And it turns into a move as well around his outside. Did not see that coming. He's left us the space because at the end of the day, all the time, you got to leave the space. And he did, and we took advantage of that as we now approach Norris. The same time, Yuki Tsunoda overtakes Kevin Magnussen for P5. These are awesome points. I'm assuming he's going to be going medium hard, so he's only got the 1 stop. If he can make that work, God only knows where he's going to finish. Honestly, he could be on the podium and bring it home for AlphaTauri, something that we only wish to do. In the meantime, we've overtaken Norris, which is cool, and this is our in-lap, so we're absolutely good. Just full beams, we're going to send it. Full beams, head down, ERS on, and exerting all of it just to stay ahead. This is the battle for second now.
Come on, Sergio. We need good points from you this weekend. Pick up the pace, please.
Sergio needs to do what he's not doing in real life, and that is perform, and he's not been able to get ahead of Ocon. As we visit the pits for the first time, what was that?
Careful on pit entry next time, mate. You have been noted by the stewards. I went around the cone. I locked up.
We know. They're reviewing.
What do they want me to do?
Call it the flu race because I do sound quite ill in that team radio. Oh dear. Yeah, we're out of the pits now. We're going for our undercut. It's going to be quite a big undercut. We've pit fairly early to those around us. I mean, we're the first one in. Are they going to respond this lap? Not sure, about to find out. Russell, who pit with damage, is ahead of us on older mediums. And we're catching him, which is good. We're kind of matching Mercedes' pace. I think that whatever happened with their setup this weekend has not worked in their favour. Both cars are struggling, and they're ahead by quite some margin in the car performance index. So something to watch out for them. If they keep that up, they're going to be falling down the order. But we're putting in some really good times here. We've put on the softs again, which is going to force us to do a 2-stop. Green sector 1. And a green sector 2 as well, so our pace is definitely there. It's lap 11 of this Grand Prix now, and Gasly's still comfortably in control. Perez has gotten past Ocon. He's taken Christian Horner's advice, and he's decided to pull his finger out. And now he's chasing down Gasly, who looks like he's in control of this Grand Prix. Good for Alpine. Good on you guys. Good on you. Terrible for us. They're the best team in the vehicle comparison. They're the best team in our cluster. So big points for them is going to mean the back end or the rest of this season is going to be much harder for us. All we're doing now is we're focusing on putting in green, not really purple, just green sectors. They're all red, but maybe good sectors is the way to go about it. And that's what we're trying to do. We're catching Russell, which is good. Bottas is in, Norris is in, Ocon is in. It's all happening in the pit lane, and you can see we've massively overcut them, which is good. Not really our race at the moment. The people we're racing are still out there yet to box. Ocon, net race third, P3, is right in front of us now. So that's where, for a bit of perspective, that's where we stand with this race. It's now lap 13, and we're soldiering forward towards Russell. We're trying to see where a move fits. You can see us weaving to the left, to the right, kind of scaring him a little bit. I know he's uncomfortable this race, so we're going to try and exploit that the best we can. More pit stops are going to be happening, just a flurry of them. It's happy hour in the pit lane. Gasly's in. Just who else is in? Leclerc's in, Perez in, everyone. No one that's really our battle just yet, which is quite strange. But I guess again they started on a harder compound, so they can go that little bit longer. I'm not sure how much longer though. As oh my god, that caught me off guard, and I did this, and I recorded this, and I'm editing this. That caught me off guard. The send that we went for there nearly sent us to the shadow realm as we meet Charles Leclerc as he comes out of the pits. George Russell did not like that. He's going to take that position back, and probably fair play. That would have been insulting if I kept that position on him. Here's Yuki Tsunoda, P3, not net P3, but P3 in this race, versus racing Kevin Magnussen. Now he's not net P2, but P2 in this race. Absolutely sending it. No one can stop him. Only Lance Stroll ahead by, 5 seconds?
Let's go.
That's right, let's fucking go, baby. I've completely forgot that we're in a battle of our own.
There's something strange with the car. I can't seem to get past this bloody Alpha Tauri.
Bit of sass, put some respect on the name of Alpha Tauri, please. We're on a mission, man. Our other driver's in P2. Some respect would be nice. Speaking of which, our teammate is now in the pits. He's going to have been undercut pretty aggressively, which is unfortunate. But hopefully with some new tyres, he can get to the end and make it work. The battling ahead with Sargent is just being a portable roadblock, a portable chicane as they go 3 wide into turn 1. Perez and Leclerc, are they going to be able to make a move? I'm just looking for my way in as Sargent, the mobile chicane, is in front of us and blocks us this time. And both Leclerc and Perez go through. We get a warning for colliding with Sargent, but this time we're not going to collide. We're going to go up his inside and beat him under braking to claim our spot as the best rookie on this grid. Now it's time to soldier on, putting the best laps we can, because we need to make some sort of distance to the cars behind for when we pit for our second stop inevitably. We're getting very close to Perez through that section. Hamilton looking rather slow. into the last corner, not the last corner, but you know what I mean, the last real corner, the last heavy braking zone is what we'll call it, as Stroll comes in for his pit stop. And again, I'm not sure how, but we've done it on Hamilton. Mercedes, sort it out, brother, sort it out. They are not looking comfortable. Stroll is coming out P9, P10. He's going to be coming out in front of us alongside Perez. They're going to be wheel to wheel. You see a piece of debris come off of someone's car. I don't know whose car that was. Maybe it's Perez because he's behind, but it could have been Stroll as well. Here's a replay as he comes out the pits.
I think he just hit me. Not sure what that was, guys. Check, please.
Car is fine, Lance. Car is fine.
Alright, Lawrence Stroll playing the role of team boss, or...
Hell, guys, that was so unsafe. He just came out of the pits.
You just drove into the side of him, Sergio. Severe damage, box for a new wing this lap.
Yeah, that's got to be Sergio's fault. We saw him come out of the pits. He's easy pickings right now, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Sergio with damage. There goes Red Bull's hopes of salvaging something from this weekend. Unfortunately, nothing is going to go for them. However, that opens up the opportunity for anyone to win this Grand Prix. It could be Yuki, it could be either Alpine, it could be Stroll, it could be either Haas, it could even be Alonso as Magnussen comes in for his stop. Hell, it could be Albon. I think we're out of contention purely because we have another stop, and without a safety car to bring us back and help us, which we haven't seen a safety car or a red flag this season. Without that to help us, it's going to be quite hard to bring back the gap. There's Albon going for his first stop. He's going to be looking to undercut us as we have another stop. Hulkenberg is in. Who else of importance is in? Alonso is in and out. Is going to be coming out behind us. Lance Stroll now with the fastest lap as we're going on to lap 18, going on to lap 19 of this Grand Prix, and we're in. George Russell's following us, not before being blocked by Bottas, and a much better pit entry for us that time. We haven't locked, or we've locked up, but we haven't almost gone and clouted into the barrier, which would be so typical of me, by the way. We have a good entry. Our stop time onto the mediums is a 2.3, so we've nailed that. Well done, team. Yet to see a bad stop from the fellas. Probably shouldn't say that out loud. That's me knocking on wood. One thing I hate is slow stops, because it's the one time the race gets out of your control. Alright, new tyres. There's no better feeling on F1 23 than performing your last pit stop and chucking on some new tyres. There's only 10 laps of this Grand Prix. We're down in P15, and we have to pull this back. We need to claw our way back on some new tyres. This, at the end of the day, is the time to put a head down. Hammer time, if you will. Here's Lance Stroll locking up and going for a move on Ocon, and he gets it done successfully. Now, Ocon looks like easy pickings at the moment in P3. Leclerc now attacking him down the back, not the back straight, the second DRS straight. Bit of contact between the lads. Side by side through the stadium section, sorted out.
Is he trying to f*** up my race? I've never seen him pass cleanly. Check my front wing, please.
Oui, bonsoir. Esteban Ocon, very rich coming from him, because if that was his teammate, I think they'd both have DNF, double DNF, and that could be interesting towards the end of the race if they end up fighting. Alright, we're behind Sargent and Norris now. Russell behind us. The Mercedes have done a mischief on us. He's on the softs. He's going to be absolutely soldiering forward. We're looking forward. We're trying to overtake, but we can't forget behind us. Russell on a charge, new softs, faster machinery. However, bad setup, so that might compromise him. Our setup, however, is so nice. This car feels so good. We're kind of pushing Lando Norris through these corners. The front end feels so responsive when I turn it. So much so, we're going to go for a move like we did on Sargent not long ago and pull Lando's pants down. Thank you, Lando. Thank you for leaving the space and letting us perform our highlight. There's Stroll performing an overtake for the lead of this Grand Prix with only 9 laps remaining. Stroll versus Gasly for the lead, for the win. Who would have thought? Leclerc behind by 2 and a bit seconds. He's the only other real obstacle for them, and if they keep battling, he's only going to get closer. But it looks like Stroll has absolutely pulled one out. He's put his big boy socks on and he's kept in front. So shout out my boy Stroll. as we go very deep into the last heavy braking zone of the track, trying to overtake Sargent. We never really make it look easy on Sargent, but we get it done this time, which is the main thing. We don't have DRS. We're trying to weave at him to try and scare him. He's not phased, but we get the move done. The inside proving to be beneficial there. Amazing. Now we've got Piastri next, Russell behind us, going rather fast on his spanking new set of socks. Yep, that's right, socks, not softs, socks. He's going to go up our inside on this back straight, lock up, trying to stay in front of us, and we're just going to keep our nose in. He's going to leave the space, we're going to pull alongside him and be a real nuisance for his race.
Guys, seriously, what are we doing here? He's defending P13 like his life depends on it.
That's because it does. Thank you, George. It does. How do you expect me to move to a top team if I can't prove at a bottom team that I can fight like a dog? How am I meant to battle you at Mercedes if I never get to Mercedes? Am I right? We're going to defend P13 like it's, oh my god, like it's our life. And we're also going to attack for P12 like our life depends on it. And that's what we've done. We've charged up Oscar. Again, no normal overtakes on Oscar. I'm very aware of this. And I think that plays on my mind every time I go to overtake him. But we've got it done. He's on some old hards. So that was rather easy. We've now got Albon and Bottas in front of us, the only two drivers stopping us from points. We're just trying to create some separation from Russell here. That's all we're trying to do. As we go alongside Albon, we get boxed in by Bottas. 3 wide going into the stadium section. We go very wide. We keep it within the track though. Very crucial. And not sure how. They were very slow through that section, but we stay in front. So amazing work, lads. Amazing work, me, if I can say that. We're up into the points. We've not dispatched, but we've gotten rid of Alex and Valtteri. Maybe this will explain why they've gone so slow. Yeah, they've hit each other.
What? He just fully turned in on me. These guys are racing me so hard.
Typical Alex. It's a motor race, son. It's a motor race. We all want this 1 point like our life depends on it. Words from the wise man, Rorge Gussel. There's Ocon going for a move on Gasly that gets it done. This is for the bottom of the podium. Tensions are rising.
You want to crash or what? I have more pace. We are going to throw this to Fernando behind if he doesn't let me through.
Tell him to stay behind, no more fighting. I'm in front because I'm faster. End of discussion.
Oui, bonsoir. The French boys going at it, but you know what? What Gasly is saying is very true. If they compromise their race fighting over, a bit of a dick measuring contest, who has the bigger willy, they could compromise their lap times, bring Alonso into the fight, and then there's no compromising with Alonso. He will take P3 because that's what he wants and that's what he gets. Lap 26, 27 now. We're soldiering on after Hulkenberg. You can see the gap is at 2 seconds. We're not sparing any ERS now. We're absolutely sending it full beans, my new favourite saying. You can see we're making up nearly half a second just through the stadium section, but the rest of the lap, I think it can't even be our tyres because we're on the same tyres at pretty much the same age as Hulkenberg. I think he's just doing better throughout the rest of the lap. However, we're not trying to throw it away in a Leclerc fashion, although our team name does have Scuderia in it. We don't want to be doing that. Russell's tyres have fallen off, so there's no real battle behind us. It's all looking forward to Hulkenberg, but we haven't done it. We've gone for some risks, and we haven't been able to manage it, so we're just going to hold steady. But who is not holding steady? Lance Stroll and Charles Leclerc. They go around the final corner towards the line. Who is going to win this Grand Prix? I'm on the edge of my seat. It looks like it's Lance.
Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, what just happened?
Lance, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I can't believe it.
Say it, Dad. I want to hear you say it.
Lance Stroll, you are the winner of the Miami Grand Prix. Congratulations, buddy.
Yes, boys! Wow! Let's go! Let's go! Yes!
Wow, Aston Martin have caused some absolute havoc this weekend. Lance Stroll has brought it home for Aston Martin as we finish P10 in this Grand Prix.
Oh,
Gee whiz, boys. Good job on making the 2-stop work. Well done. Still a lot of improvement to go, but steps in the right direction. Well done, lads. And congratulations to Lance. That's amazing. Well done.
Aston Martin deserved a win today, and they got it. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Aston Martin's performance today has shown that they can be competitive with the biggest names in the sport. They're making their way out to the podium as we speak, and the reaction from the crowd must be incredibly uplifting for them.
Boy, oh boy, wowee, I can't believe what we just witnessed. Lance Stroll has collected maximum points from this weekend. We all thought Fernando Alonso was going to be the one to bring it home for Aston Martin, bring them back to the glory that the Aston Martin name deserves. But it was Lance mother-freaking Stroll. He won from Charles Leclerc and Esteban Ocon. The rest of the grid looking just all over the place, and that race was all over the place. A fantastic haul of points for Alpine there. Esteban goes in front of Lewis Hamilton, who has had a shocking start to this season. Mercedes sorted out. Max Verstappen, even with the DNF, still has kind of a chokehold in the championship, while Red Bull still leads the constructors. Ferrari not benefiting the most out of their weekend. Here's the incidents. Not much to take from that. Pit stops, no one really cares about that. But wow, I'm still recovering from this sickness and from this race. I think this race gave me the boost of adrenaline that Formula 1 in real life has not given me so far this season. If you guys are liking this career mode, please do feel free to subscribe. It is free, and that way you won't miss another episode. And if you enjoyed this one in particular, leave a like, because if I could leave 2, I would. That was so much fun. Imola is next. I forgot to mention that Miami is the weekend of my birthday, so this was my birthday race, and we managed to collect a point. Amazing work. Not in real life, that's in the game. May the 4th be with you, lads. But going forward, Imola is next. Very short gap in between, but some few upgrades. Let's see if they go on the car. But until then, I've been F1 Luke Sam, and you guys, as always, have been amazing. Stay safe.